Oh hey y'all, how's it going? Fatty here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I know I am, and today I'm going to bring you the top 5 rat holes and hidden bases in Ark Survival Ascended. Suck it, Yono. I said it right on the first time. And today's video is going to be brought to you by Yono Ark. It is going to be a 15x 6-man Windows 10 Xbox server. It is going to be wiping this Friday, November 10th. It has custom caves, custom drops, CA prizes, and a great admin team. So definitely go check them out this wipe. And without any more interruptions, let's just get into the video. Coming in at number 5, this one's going to be located at 56.9, 79.4. It's going to be really close to Green Ob. Now, when you're kind of looking around from Green Ob, you're going to see these two pillars. One has an opening inside of it. That's not going to be the one you want. You're going to want the other one. So underneath, this one's going to be a really nice spot. It is so vertical that it just provides a lot of early game defense, especially. One, you're going to have a grapple or a flyer to kind of get up here and get started, so do be aware of that one. You know, all rat holes have a little bit of a caveat. That's kind of the one for this one, but it is actually pretty decently sized up here, and you're going to be able to kind of do those like stacking foundations, which I think is really nice on ASE or ASA. You can just kind of really, I don't know, build a little bit easier, especially in rat holes where they kind of push up. There's no raising and lowering foundations or having to use stairs and ramps. It just makes it a lot easier, so you're going to be able to build pretty decently. Not only that, though, our turrets are going to be amazing for this rat hole. You can really put them in kind of unique and interesting places, especially with it kind of being vertical in this odd opening. You really want to make sure your turrets are kind of facing downwards. Also, you're going to get players who are kind of scouting for, like, you know, just different things in the area, and you might be able to get a couple free kits that way. But with the generator, it has such a large range. One generator should reach anyone in this area, as well as you can put turrets a little further back so if they do get past that one. But it's going to be a really nice big open area, so this one makes it a really good spot for you. Coming in at number 4, this one's going to be located at 51.5, 84.1. So this one's not going to be located too far from the last one. I do really like this one for a couple spots. One, it's just really easy to kind of get a hold of early game. It's not too far off from the beaches. You're near where a lot of bugs are. In this little cave right here, there's going to be a couple metal nodes in here as well. And it's just kind of tucked back. It's easy to have turrets. It's not easy to hop up here, so people can't just run it with rockets. It just kind of makes it a little bit more defendable. And once you start to get tames, if you're trying to like get to a better spot, you have this other cave right here. Again, it's littered with metal. So early game, you know, if you don't build in here, you're just going to be able to farm metal right here. Makes it pretty nice not having to go too far and having a spot as well to put your dino. So it's overall just a pretty decent spot to get started. All resources are not generally too far, minus, you know, going to the snow biome to get poly. You're kind of on the opposite side of that. But other than that, it's a really good spot. Coming in at number 3, this one's going to be located at 14.9, 53.1. Now, this one's probably the smallest one on the list. It's pretty hidden, though, and it's really near a lot of good resources, which makes it pretty nice. ASE is kind of a pain to, or ASA is kind of a pain to float around. God damn, I can never get those shit right. You know, it's harder to get resources, so when you're a little closer to a lot of resources you're going to need, especially early game, it's just going to help you progress a ton. But as you can see, there's a lot of verticality in this one as well, so it's just going to make it nice. If you build really low and you keep your turrets kind of a little bit lower as well, it just makes it harder for people to actually get all the way down to you. And again, kind of like that other rat hole, it is kind of nice because you do get these stacking kind of type foundations, and you can kind of almost, I'm going to say, stair it up a little bit where you just have like different elevations. Makes it not super accessible, but it still does make everything, you know, able to get there. But again, if you're looking for a rat hole and you clicked on this video, you know what kind of lifestyle you're living. So let's move on to the next one. Coming in at number 2, this one's going to be located at 28.3, 94. Now, this is probably going to be the most easily accessible early game because you can just kind of spawn up not too terribly far from here, as well as, you know, boat, PT, a ton of different ways to get in here. Now, this one's definitely going to be the smallest. This one's probably one of my least favorite on the list, but I do like how hidden it is. You know, it's tucked out of sight. If you have forges running back here, no one's going to see it. But to get everything to clip the way you want to is definitely harder in here. I might recommend using triangle foundations instead of like full-size foundations like I'm doing. But if you fuck around with it enough, you're going to be able to get to a spot where you're going to be able to put, enough stuff to really get going. It's not one that you're going to want to live in or even necessarily progress to turrets, but it is enough to get going. Also, one nice thing about this rat hole is you can kind of create like a little airlock down here, which is always a nice thing to kind of keep people away, because you're not going to build like a full like 2x2 or anything like that in this location. But it's definitely one nice thing about this area as well. Coming in at number 1, this one's going to be located at 67.7, 48.8. Now, if you come over here near the Redwoods, you're going to see this kind of bridge almost type structure that's broken in the middle. So if you go underneath and tucked up in the corner here, you're going to be able to see this tiny little opening. Now, this was one of the best ones in the game, just because you see you can't really just like run up here. So you're going to need grapples, or at least a way to get out if you're able to build in this rat hole. Because you're not going to be able just to walk out. But you see there is this really nice crouch point, and there's going to be a lot of advantages to that. And once you do open up, there is plenty of room to actually, put a decent amount of stuff. You're not going to be throwing down an indie forge probably in here unless you have a lot of clipping allowed on your map. But you should be able to get quite a bit of stuff in here. Now, the best part about it is kind of like that other rat hole. With turrets, you can place turrets upside down on the sides and different things. So if you get in this crouch hole, I would place turrets kind of like I'm placing here right now, where you're looking inside the rat hole from the crouch. That way you can kind of see what these vantage points are. And the further away you have them, the better, because it's going to reach no matter what on high. But you really want to mess around with the angles. Now, I've been playing PvP, but I haven't really built a ton with turrets turned up, so I don't know exactly like which angle for turrets are like not working great and which ones work well. So you're gonna have to fill around with that just a little bit, but as long as I would say they can kind of generally look into the opening of the rat hole, you are going to be really set in this one. It's going to make it really difficult. But like I said, huge reminder, you need to either have grapples or building stuff so you can get out, because it is a difficult one to get in and out of. Thank you guys, as always, so much for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are only a couple subs away from 10K, just broke 5 million views. Also, don't forget to check out Yono Arc wiping this Friday, and I will catch you beautiful bastards in the next video. Peace.